Uh, Good afternoon to everyone. So let us come back to the user interface design class. So let us go to the syllabus. Just now in the previous class we completed the second module, and this is what is the content of third module. So from today we are going to start with so system menus and navigation schemes, structure of menus, functions of menus, contents of menus, formatting of menus, phrasing the menus, selecting menu choices, navigating menus, kinds of graphical menus. So we'll start with the third module. That is, the name of the chapter is Develop System Menus and Navigation Schemes. So a system contains large amount of information and performs a variety of functions. So menu is basically an object, like we use different kinds of objects. So menu is a key object in user interface design. Menus are a major form of navigation through the system, and if properly designed, assist the user in developing a mental model of the system. Okay, menus are basically used for navigating between different windows, or you can move from one point to another point. Okay, and they also help in developing a mental model of the system, which we have already discussed in the previous classes. So we have already discussed this. So menus are effective because they utilize the more powerful human capability of recognition rather than the weaker capability of recall. So the biggest advantage of menus is they don't make the users to remember things. Instead, they display everything on the screen, so the user can select whatever way he wishes, okay, to move forward. So basically it utilizes the human capability of recognition rather than the weaker capability of recall. However, one biggest disadvantage with menus is experienced users may find it difficult because continually having to step through a series of menus to achieve the desired objective can be time consuming and frustrating. So if you are an experienced user, then if the menus are too long, I mean, you have to click here, then you go to the next level menu, then you go to the next level menu, then you go to the next level menu, is really sometimes it is frustrating. In addition to this, I think users also should be given a provision to directly go to the fourth level menu or fourth level functionalities or third level functionalities, okay, instead of going through sequential way of reaching that particular point. The experienced users also require the shortcuts to do whatever they wish. So let us begin by studying structures of menus. Menus vary in form from very simple to very complex. They may range from small dialog boxes requesting the user to choose between one of two alternatives to hierarchical tree schemes with many branches and level of depth. So there are different kinds of menus, so we will be understanding one by one. The first one is single menus. It is a simplest form of menu where a single screen or window is presented to seek the user's input or request an action to be performed. An example is here. Okay, it is a single menu. The user has given three choices, so okay, he can choose any one of them and go to the next functionality. The user need only consider the immediate consequences of the item being chosen and need not be concerned with any other additional system menus. So since it is a single menu, so single menu is also a simple menu, so it is a less cumbersome, it is a less complex to the users. Next one is sequential linear menus. Sequential linear menus are presented on a series of screens possessing only one path. Okay, example is given here. So for example, these are sequential linear menus. So menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, menu 4. So the sequential linear menus are presented on a series of screens possessing only one path. The menu screens are presented in a preset order, and generally their objective is for specifying parameters or for entering the data. So they are presented in a preset order, so you don't users are not allowed to change the order, and generally their objective is for specifying the parameters. Okay, for example, what is your date of birth, then okay, then what is your gender, then you're from which place. So like that, it is basically specifying some parameters. Then again, disadvantage is a long sequence may become tedious as menus after menus is presented. The user may not remember an answer to a previous question, a question important to the currently presented choices. So since it is a sequential and linear menu, the user have to remember the answer what he has given or she has given in the previous menus, which is a difficult thing. The next one is simultaneous menus. Instead of being presented on separate screens, all menu options are available simultaneously as illustrated in figure 4.3. So you can see here, this is what is a simultaneous menus. So for example, here you could see there are so many menus here. Okay, so just try to imagine if all they are, so how when you click on them, then only, so these are drop down menus. Okay, so again you could see edit, then you could see okay, then the moment you move your cursor to that protection, then again a sub menu. This is a, if it is a level 1 menu, then it is a level 2 menu. Similarly, this is, now you see, okay, so this is a level 1 menu and this is a level 2 menu. So I will also show you some websites where these menus and even the user interface has been presented so well. Okay, then let us finish this sequential linear menus and let's see some examples. A long sequence may become okay, simultaneous, yeah. The menu may be completed in the order desired by the user, choices being skipped and returned to later. So here user has some flexibility that he can change the order in which he responds to the particular menu, or else even he can skip some menus and come back later to finish them. That is the advantage of. However, the problems with simultaneous menus are that for large collections of menu, alternatives screen clutter can easily occur. The problem is screen cluttering is another problem, because okay, what happens here is simultaneously you are displaying all the information. So because of this, you have just filled the whole screen with many menus, which is nothing but a clutter. Then user may not like this. Okay, so the next one is hierarchical menus. When many relationships exist between menu alternatives and some menu options are only appropriate depending upon a previous menu selection, a hierarchical structure is the best solution. So what are these hierarchical menus? Hierarchical menus in the sense there may be many paths. Okay, so user don't have to follow every path. Okay, so he can choose his own path to get whatever get to that point where he is planning to do something. Hierarchical structures are characterized by depth and breadth. Depth being the number of choice levels one must traverse to reach the destination, and breadth being the number of alternatives found at each level. For example, this is how hierarchical menu looks like. So here is a menu 1, then menu 1 has got 3 choices, 3 sub menus or 3 subgroups. Then again menu 2, menu 3 and menu 4. Again menu 2 has got menu 5, menu 6, then menu 6 has got menu. So this is a hierarchical, you have already studied, you know what is hierarchical. So when this hierarchical is appropriate, when many relationships exist between menu alternatives and some menu options are only appropriate depending upon a previous menu selection. Okay, under these circumstances hierarchical menus are. The next one is hierarchical structures are characterized by this is over. A disadvantage of hierarchical scheme is that the defined branching order may not fit the user's conception of the task flow. Okay, so users have thought something else and you are presenting them with something different. Users may not like this scheme. If users are not familiar with the hierarchical menu, are unable to predict what is sub options lie below a particular choice, they may go down wrong paths and find it necessary to go back up the tree to change the choice. So sometimes the user may get he may get confused because of this hierarchical structures. He may struggle to go back to level 1 menu. Okay, so in the next class we will start with connection menus, and I'll also show you some examples of websites where a nice user interface design has been happened. Okay, thank you.